It all begins in your mind. Before anything changes in your life, before circumstances shift, before doors open, before opportunities appear, it begins in your mind. It begins with a quiet decision you make about how you will interpret your life and what you will choose to focus on, because the truth is this: there is a principle operating in your life right now, in this very moment, that most people never truly understand. It is a principle so simple that it is often overlooked, yet it shapes destinies. Whatever you concentrate on grows. Whatever you think about expands. Whatever you direct your mental energy toward increases in your reality. This is not wishful thinking. This is not motivational language designed to make you feel good for a moment. This is mechanical. This is law. It works the same way gravity works. Whether you believe in it or not, it is still operating. Your attention is the most powerful resource you possess. Wherever you place it, life begins to form around it. Think about it for a moment. If you consistently focus on problems, problems begin to multiply. If you consistently focus on limitations, limitations begin to define your experience. If you consistently replay your fears, your mind begins to search for evidence that those fears are real. Your mind is like a fertile soil. It does not question the seeds you plant. It simply grows them. Plant seeds of doubt and you will harvest hesitation. Plant seeds of fear and you will harvest anxiety. Plant seeds of possibility and suddenly new paths begin to appear. This is as reliable as planting seeds in fertile soil and expecting a harvest. The soil does not argue. The soil does not debate. The soil simply produces whatever is planted within it. And your mind works the same way. Most people move through life unaware of this process. They allow the world to decide what they think about. They allow circumstances to dictate their focus. They allow fear, noise, and distraction to occupy their mental space. And then they wonder why their lives feel chaotic. But the moment you become aware of this principle, everything changes, because awareness gives you power. The power to choose, the power to redirect your attention, the power to decide what kind of seeds you will plant in the garden of your mind. And make no mistake, your attention is a garden. Every thought is a seed. Every belief is a seed. Every story you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of is a seed. And the harvest you experience tomorrow is being planted today. This means something incredibly important. It means your life does not begin in the physical world. It begins in the invisible world of thought. Everything you see around you once existed as an idea. Every building, every invention, every movement, every success story, it began as a thought in someone's mind. The mind is the blueprint of reality, and the images you hold within it eventually shapes the world around you. But this requires discipline, because your mind is consistently being pulled in different directions. Every day there are voices competing for your attention. The news, social media, other people's opinions, other people's fears, other people's limitations. And if you are not careful, those voices begin to plant seeds in your mind that you never chose. Seeds of doubt, seeds of comparison, seeds of discouragement, seeds that slowly grow into belief that do not belong to you. That is why protecting your mind is one of the most important responsibilities you have. Your mind is not a dumping ground for every negative idea that passes through the world. Your mind is sacred territory, and what you allow into it eventually shapes your life. This means you must become intentional about what you focus on. Intentional about the conversations you entertain. Intentional about the stories you repeat. Intentional about the thought you allow to take root. Because attention is creative power. Where attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, life begins to grow. Think about the greatest achievers you know. The individuals who seem to transform their circumstances despite overwhelming obstacles. They are not immune to fear. They are not immune to doubt. They are not immune to difficulty. But they have mastered something powerful. They have learned how to direct their focus. While others stare at obstacles, they search for opportunities. While others replay failures, they study lessons. While others focus on what is missing, they build with what is available. And slowly, step by step, their focus reshapes their reality. Because focus is not passive. Focus is an act of creation. Every moment you decide what deserves your attention, every moment you decide which thoughts will stay and which thoughts must leave. Every moment you decide what kind of story you tell yourself about your life. You may not control every circumstance that appears in your path, but you will always control what you give your attention to. And that choice, repeated daily, determines the direction of your life. Imagine two individuals facing the exact same challenge. One focuses only on the difficulty. They repeat the story of how unfair the situation is. They magnify the problem. They give it their energy. And slowly, the problem becomes larger in their mind than their ability to solve it. The other person does something different. They acknowledge the challenge, but they refuse to give it their attention. Instead, they ask a different question. They ask, what can I learn from this? What opportunity might be hidden inside this moment? What small step can I take forward today? And suddenly, the same situation produces a completely different outcome. Not because their circumstances changed, but because their focus changed. Focus shapes perception, and perception shapes reality. This is why mastering your attention is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Because when you control your focus, you begin to control the direction of your life. You begin to see possibilities where others see barriers. You begin to see lessons where others see failures. You begin to see progress where others only see delay. And gradually, the world begins to respond to the direction of your attention. This does not mean life becomes easy. It does not mean obstacles disappear, but it does mean something important. It means obstacles no longer define you because your focus remains on growth. Your focus remains on movement. Your focus remains on what is possible. And possibility is a powerful force. The moment you believe that a better future is possible, your mind begins searching for ways to create it. Ideas appear, solutions appear, connections appear. Opportunities that once seemed invisible suddenly come into view, not because they were never there, but because your focus has changed. Your mind now recognizes them. This is the quiet power of attention, the ability to shape your experience by choosing where your mind will dwell. Every day you are planting seeds through your thoughts, through your beliefs, through your focus, and the harvest of your future is being prepared in this moment. So choose your focus carefully. Guard your attention. Protect the garden of your mind, because the life you will experience tomorrow is growing from the thoughts you nurture today. It all begins in your mind. And the moment you take responsibility for that truth is the moment your life begins to change.